Monster. It's been 3 years. I've been waiting for a sponsor, man. Fuck. All right. This is not financial advice. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. I'm just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. Make your own trading decisions, your own financial decisions. I'm just here to chat, talk shit. Definitely not your advisor. But looks like AMC released earnings. Couple things about it. I know the AMC, we did do better. I believe better than a lot of people anticipated doing. The debt restructuring is really the biggest part of this whole thing, though. So I think you're starting to look into profits for the remainder of the year, going into the next year as well. So the next few quarters, I would anticipate them being up in profit going forward. The one thing I will say is a lot of times when companies release, I've noticed like AMC did it and GME did it, when they release their earnings early. Sometimes, and I'm just throwing this out there, don't beat me down for saying it, but sometimes that means there's dilution in the works. Now, I'm not saying there is. It just kind of threw me off a little bit, because I remember the last time AMC did release their earnings early, they diluted it shortly after they announced it. GME did something similar. So I don't know if there's a reason behind that, or if I'm just, so the possibility, I didn't think there would be, and I don't think there will be, but just the fact that they released the earnings early, kind of what happened the last time AMC diluted and the last time GME diluted. So I don't think they would need to dilute. I don't see any reason for it, so I hope not. But we'll go from there, and if they do, then I'm sure there's a reason for it. But whatever. That's not even on the a subject right now. Could just be my, just what I'm saying, what I've seen before. But moving forward, it looks like with the restructuring being pushed back to 2029, theaters doing well. It gives the potential for a lot more of actual fundamental rise in price, which I think we'll see somewhat, but I do think they'll still keep trying to bounce it around that $4 or $5 range. I've said it a lot of times. You might bounce up, get you a good run and pump, but I think they want to kind of always smash it back down to this area, $4 or $5. But if we can progressively, because for a while I thought they'd try to keep you around that 4, and it seems like they're having more trouble, so they're keeping around that 4. Well, not really. 4 to 5 range is where I've always said. But if they can start, bouncing around 5 to 6, then 6 to 7, and eventually it starts going up and up and up, that's always a good thing, I think. Fundamentally, I really do think that this theater, this company, is worth way more than it's showing on the market. The argument has always been the debt and movies going away and bankruptcy. That was the biggest FUD that was always going on around on my page, or anything I posted on any social media. It would always be like, oh, they're gonna go bankrupt. You'll see next month they'll announce bankruptcy. And now, a while back they had said bankruptcy was off the table, and then they announced this. So it's always some new FUD. It's always, now it's, it's the private equity. They're gonna smash it. It's Adam Aron's working with them. And there's always gonna be something to try to detour you. And I see a lot of people always saying AMC's a distraction play from GME and blah blah blah. I don't buy none of that shit. I think the AMC is its own thing. I think GME is its own thing. I don't think that everyone got together and said, hey everyone, let's just make AMC this distraction and make them believe that, blah 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 blah. So I don't buy into that. A lot of people do, and I'm not here to argue it with you. You know what I mean? I got a lot of other shit I got to do in my day besides argue if it is a distraction play, because none of us can 100% say yes or no, it's not. So whatever. You can have your theory. I have my theory. I don't think it is. I think that's just something for people to grasp onto, because when GME didn't go as high as everyone was hoping or expecting, there's got to be a reason. Like, oh my God, well, what is? Oh, it's AMC, it's Adam Aron, it's private equity, it's da, 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 da. There's always something, and you can say all you want, but GME did squeeze. Obviously it didn't go to 100,000 or 10,000. whatever the reasoning is, which probably was some manipulation. I don't know for sure. Maybe not. Maybe it would just naturally would have stopped there. But with the buy button, all that shit going on, I believe that's the reason it didn't go up any higher. And I don't believe AMC was a distraction, because AMC back then was already a thing, and it wasn't just AMC. It was BlackBerry, it was Nokia, it was Bed Bath and Beyond. There was plenty of other plays that people were trying to turn into a GameStop, but AMC just wound up getting the most traction. And I think just what happened is a lot of people in GME saw that as a threat somehow, like, well, you can't buy more than one stock. It's got to be only one, which is crazy to think, anyways, because with all of us regular retail investors buying, I really don't see anyone as an enemy. Like, oh my God, you bought this stock. You could look deep into any company and find some fuckery and some corruption, and you could be like, oh, that's it. They're bad, So, I don't do that. I don't believe that the private equity thing is the theory, and I've seen a lot of it, and I don't know. Like I said, man, you can have your own opinion, but my opinion is I don't buy into it. Nothing's sold me on it. Like, yeah, that's why. I haven't been like, I guess, converted over like, oh my gosh, they're right. And so I think AMC's got a lot of shares floating around that people might not know where they're at. I think at some point they have to come home, and I think when they do, some people will reap the benefit, and hopefully I'm one of them. And shit. But yeah, I think AMC, GME both have potential to have some more upside again. Obviously, Roaring Kitty came back and caused a little bit of excitement for GME, and then people on the side, you got like in GME, you've got Roaring Kitty, and then you've just got the rest of the YouTubers, and the rest of the YouTubers, everyone has their own theory. And you can't just say, oh, this one's golden, that's it, 100%. So I think I've watched other videos. I've watched, Morant's rants, and I think he's educated and smart, and he's good at what he does on some of his stuff. I've watched Jackie Latitz, who's just mainly, I thought, pretty good at what he does. There's other people like in GME YouTubers that I started kind of checking out and seeing what they had to say. All of them are good, I don't think anyone's just like totally way wrong, or some of them might just be stuck in their own way, which is understandable. And it's hard because as a man and as a person, you have a theory and you put your heart and mind and dedication into it, and you're just like, that's it, that's exactly what it has to be. So you start telling people, this is my theory, this is going on, and then when someone rebuttals it, you kind of get like defensive and no, fuck that, I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you why it's not happening, and then you got yourself a big old mess argument. So I think for me personally, there's really not much else to do but buy and hold. It's the most cliche thing, but the DD has been done. It has been done. Obviously, there's more DD that comes out, but the base of this for me personally is knowing that I think personally, and just my theory, just like I said, other guys have theories. It might not be, who knows? But for my research, my DD, my theory is these both stocks, but really AMC has been shorted to death. They don't want to squeeze because they know what happens when it squeezes, and then we move on. They look at us like I don't know how, but they look at like retail investors as like a group. We're not a group. We're just a bunch of random ass people buying stocks, hoping to make some money to pay our taxes or pay our bills or car payment, whatever. You know what I mean? We're not making millions. And I think the fear is that we do make millions, and all of a sudden we become this angry mob that's like, yeah, get everyone. And that's why they don't want to let these things run. And that's why, there is some things that are going on in the background. In my opinion, I have no factual evidence that aren't good. That are suppressing buy orders, that are releasing sell orders, at times that are convenient for a person that's shorting the stock, perhaps, or vice versa. Maybe they let it run when they're on the other side, because you see that often too, where people are saying, oh, this group bought in, isn't that awesome? And then it runs, and then that group makes a lot of money off of a freaking 30% run, and they're out. So I think it's kind of harder on our end because we don't have all the technology, the bots, the algo keys, all that shit. But really, to be 100% honest, it really isn't that hard to understand for me what I'm doing. I'm just buying, I'm holding, I'm not stressing all that extra shit. I know there's a lot going on and I can't pinpoint every little thing and I don't have time to because I got my own life to live. What I can do is control what I can control, and I can control buying my shares and holding them. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy, I'm going to hold, I'm going to wait for the right time to sell. And I think that's just the base of the market in general. You buy, you hold, you sell, or do whatever the fuck you want, really. You know what I mean? Trade options. I don't know how you do it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. But for me, I buy, I hold, and I sell when I'm in profit. Um, Certain plays, I feel like, yeah, they're in profit, but I'm just waiting for them to go to a bigger profit. It's just a real simple thing for me. LG, what's up, man? LG says the volume traded off the exchange in the dark pool is criminal. Alarms. Yeah, I mean, this is the hard part, is because we have all these thoughts and things you can kind of see, but without factual evidence, and you got to be careful. You got to tiptoe what you say because these motherfuckers come after you, and because they got money. When you got money, you got lawyers, and you got lawyers. You get rid of people that are saying things, and they can't shut them down and don't let them talk. Don't let them, blah blah blah. So it's always funny too because we obviously I'm a dude that owns a retail business. I'm not a stock market guru. I didn't, make my money off of the stock market. I made money on my own and I put some in the market and I've done decent in the market. Um, and it's a lot of it is just because I just know how to ignore the background noise. There's always going to be some sort of, oh my God, look at this. Oh my God, look at that. What I've learned, and I learned the hard way, is I sold when people would, one of the biggest lessons for me was Dogecoin. I think I had already been trading for a while, but with Dogecoin, um, I really didn't follow my instinct at some point when I knew it was time to sell, and I just started listening to everyone saying it's going to go to $1.50, it's going to go $2, it's going to go to $5, it's the next Bitcoin. What if it's $1,000? And you're like, oh my God, I got 500 coins, it's going to be worth 1,000, and whatever. You keep buying and buying and buying, and instinctually there's a point where it was at its peak, and I was like, man, I should pull out, or at least pull out some profit. I didn't do none of that. I just let it ride. I remember waking up one day and just watching it plummet, and then I started looking at the news, like, it's because China banned crypto, and everyone's got their own theory. Everyone's gonna have their own theory. There's FUD, there's truth, there's total lies. You just gotta find, you got to do your own research, your own DD, because if you just watch YouTube or just look at articles or just look at what people post, people will straight up lie or just be misinformed and think they're telling you something that's just straight up wrong. Or, the FUD, which obviously, if you're new to the market, it's just a funny word. You're just like, FUD, I don't know what that is. But you're here for a while, you understand, what it is. And I don't think it'll stay like this forever. I think more and more people are starting to grasp the fact that, okay, well, whenever they're spreading fear, the price is dropping, they're spreading fear, and then all of a sudden it rockets up. People are going to start figuring that out, and then they're going to change it again. Nothing's going to, I don't know if it'll stay the same forever. And for now, though, that's what it is. I buy when there's fear, and I sell when there's greed. And I follow my gut instinct on that. But like I said, Dogecoin, I didn't, when it was popped up to what was 70 something cents, and I was thinking, man, I had a pretty good profit, and then I just watched it skyrocket or plummet down. I wound up selling my Dogecoin on the way down. I think at probably the lowest point it got to, I sold and made a couple $100 profit. And I was like, well, I still made a couple $100. And shortly after it bounced back up, and then, it never went back up to that again. But what I'm saying is, similar to GameStop, it had its pump, and it'll probably have another. But I don't want to set prices or greed or whatever, but I do think that a lot of stocks, even AMC, everyone was pumping it to 100,000. It's going to go to 100,000. It's going to go to 10K, and I don't know who spreads that, or if it's just people, I don't know why that's the thing, because I don't know if it's people wanting more people to buy the stock, or if it's more people, saying that so it'll go up and drop and you just keep holding the bag. But I don't think AMC or GameStop is over. I'll say that. But I do think, a lot of people say that when GameStop went to $400, it wasn't nothing. For a lot of people, it was something. A lot of people made a lot of money off of it. So don't get greedy. Follow your instinct. If your instinct tells you, hey man, it's time to get out, and it still shoots up after, you still, in my opinion, did the right thing, because your gut, you just got to follow your instinct. But I will always say this: don't get your emotions and instinct intertwined, because then you're all messed up. Emotions and all that, and then it's just another cliche saying that everyone says: don't put your emotions in the stock market, because, and I've done that before as well too. Like, I'm having a bad day and oh my god, I'm stressed out about a bill, blah blah blah, and I look at this stock and it ain't doing shit, so I'm gonna fucking sell it even though I'm at a loss. I just need some money now. You sell it, and it never fails. Like the next day it pumps up like 20%, and you're like, the fuck, I sold it a loss, or I sold it like a freaking minimal gain and it pumped up the next day. So instinct and emotion, you gotta don't intertwine them. Try to figure out how to do that, and I think you'll be okay. You know what I mean? So, because there is a way, you can look at what you want to look at, and then make yourself paranoid or whatever, and then it's not really your instinct, it's your emotion taking over, and you're like, it's my instinct telling me to sell. No, it's your paranoia. You know what I mean? Like I said, I never tell you to buy, sell, or trade. I'm kind of all over the place. You know how it is when I do these videos, man. Shit. But I will say, let's rewind a little bit. Earnings for AMC dropped. They were better than expected. But does any of that really matter? I don't think it does. You know what I mean? Like, AMC a while back had its best earnings in its company's history, and we watched it plummet. So, in my personal humble opinion, I think it should matter, but I don't think it does matter half the time when good things happen. The stock price dumps, and that's why there is big people that buy in, these big institutions or whatever, that are buying tons of shares, so when something like this happens, they can sell, and you're seeing tons of sell orders being released and not as many of the big buy orders. So I don't know, could be that. I don't think that anyone really is on our side when it comes down to it. It's every man out for himself. So especially institutions and companies that are built on money, that's what they're here for. They're not here they're not here to help us make a moash, right? Let's get these guys out of the struggle. Let's help them stop. I hope I can help this guy pay his car payment this month. They don't give a fuck. They don't care about you. They don't even care about half the employees that work for them. They just, they got to do what they got to do. So, like I said, earnings was better than expected. Going forward, I anticipate, profit in the end of the quarter. So I think at least the next 2 or 3 quarters, AMC should end in profit. Once that starts happening and money's flowing and they're profiting and the company's a profitable company, more and more people are going to start buying in. People that aren't even worried about a MOAS and shit like that. People that are just like, oh, that's the theater's coming back, I'm going to buy into that. They might buy into Cinemark and all those, whatever. They don't care about this. Now, once they start buying and they start doing their own research and they find crazy people like us, like, oh my God, people doing that shit, they're going to get into it. And next thing you know, they turn into one of us. Don't do it. Turn around. You don't want to do this, man. The memes are hilarious. The community's fucking friendly and great. So it's easy to point out the shills and the FUD as well too, because I always crack up, because I have certain people that comment on my page all the time, and about every time there's a new run or something new going on, I always get like a new shill that's never commented, that just comes with like long ass paragraph of why private equity or why whatever is going to wipe out this company. And it's been since the beginning. In the beginning of this, it was Adam Aaron. Before Adam Aaron, it was whatever it was. I don't even know. It went from Adam Aaron to it's just always something, I guess is what I'm saying. There's always going to be something they're going to try to scare you off with. Like, now it's all the private equity and it'll never do anything and blah, 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 blah. In my opinion, this stock and GameStop is oversold. And at some point, what's done in the dark has to come to the light. That's just my theory. I could be wrong. Let's hope I'm not. But that's just, I think eventually, at some point, it'll come out. Now, if it never squeezes and I was totally wrong, there's still no way, in my opinion, that fundamentally it's at this price. So that's the other option. I look at, like, okay, let's say I am wrong, and oh my god, that it never squeezes. If I'm averaging down and my average is now $6, $7, $8, whatever it is, I still think that a couple years down the road, this company should be worth a lot more. And I think, if the hype dies down in a couple years, and the FOMO and the videos and all the Reddit posts and whatever dies down, there's still going to be everyone that bought and held and isn't going to get rid of their shares. There's going to be some people that'll sell, but there's way too many people involved in this, and way too many people that are just like me, that have set their money in it, and it's gone. I look at my money as gone once I put it in the market. It's not there. It's invisible. I can't use it for a bill. I can't use it to buy my Monster, even though they won't. If they sponsor me, I wouldn't have to worry about that. Once it's in there, it's gone. And I think for years down the road, and that's already been almost 4 years now. I don't even know how long it's been. But I've been saying trust me, bro, next week for a long time. Just joking. I ain't never said next week. I've had a couple times where I got excited and I started thinking, damn, this is getting close. Check out the new shop. Almost done in here, man. I don't know if you care about none of this stuff. The shop's bigger. I like pictures from the store that was in here before, but a lot going on. Busy. Haven't had a lot of time to do a lot of DD, but like I said, man, and with especially AMC, GME, I believe it's just a matter of time. So even in times like this, when I'm unable to be 100% every morning and every night looking into, there's really not much else to look into unless there's some crazy breaking news, So, like I said, man, I got all the faith and conviction in the world in this play. Community's fucking great. I love the people in it. So while I'm being entertained and having fun, waiting to become a gazillionaire, I'm just gonna kill some time, buy some more shares. That's what I'm doing. I'm buying, I'm holding, and shit, man. Hopefully soon. But like I've said many times, I think we're looking into, no dates, obviously, but fundamentally, I think AMC will be in a much better position this year, beginning of 2025. There's movies. There's a lot of movies dropping. There's I don't see an end coming to movies. And they're just barely starting to come back. We've been affected by writer strikes, COVID, just the fact that the Hollywood was not itself for a while. All the movies coming out were on streaming, and I think people have realized that, shit, man, people just like to go to the movies. Some people have made the decision they like to stream only, but there's a lot of fucking people in this world, and I would probably say 90% of the people I talk to prefer to go to a movie. I like to watch a movie at home on Netflix too. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that I've got 50,000. I got like 50 kids, and when Inside Out 2 comes out, there's no way I'm not going. I'm going to take my 5 kids and spend. It is expensive to go to a movie. That is one thing I will say. But everything's expensive. You know what I mean? So, like I said, sorry, I'm trying to fix some shit here. Like I said, I don't anticipate anything else creating a downward slope, if you will. I think AMC, the movie theater business in general, will just do better. It'll definitely do better. And when it does better, the company, look, man, the company I've invested into, AMC, has fought through a lot of shit. So if I didn't believe any of this was possible, beforehand, just to see what they fought through was crazy, man. And then they came up with a lot of stuff. You look at like the popcorn, the credit cards. I feel like I talk about this in almost every video because it's true. They've done a lot to survive and try to survive, even if it wouldn't have survived. They didn't just sink to the bottom of the water. They're kicking, they're paddling, they're trying to get to the shore. Um, if you look at it that way, it's like we were dumped in an ocean. We're hanging on to the freaking piano top that Rose was hanging on to in Titanic. We've just been hanging on to that shit, floating, floating, floating. And I think at this point now, you get to see the horizon, and you get to see there's land up there, and you got a little paddle now. You can start paddling up there. Um, you won't, eventually, in my opinion, it'll get there. But like I said, the earnings came out better than anticipated. Debt's been restructured. All these things, good things that we've hoping will happen, keep happening. It keeps falling in line like dominoes. So, um, fundamentally, the company gets better, gets out of debt, shorts go away. That's my hope, my theory. And besides that, man, I'm just gonna keep buying and holding, and I'm not gonna stress the small shit. AMC isn't my only play as well, so it's not like it's like, oh my god, if AMC doesn't, I'm gonna die. What am I gonna do? Like there's other plays out there, but the big ones, the big wild cards, obviously for me are AMC and GME. I'm buying, I'm holding, and I'm not selling until I see a price that I like, and that's pretty much what I do with every other stock as well. But I just think that AMC and GME are so over leveraged and so shorted, and there's synthetics and all that shit. I believe, no factual evidence, I have none of that, but I do believe that it's gonna have its day, and when it does, I'll be there. You know what I mean? I ain't selling shit. I ain't going nowhere. So that's about it, man. I just want to jump in and kind of just go over a couple things, and just let you know that I'm mentally prepared for all the FUD that's coming out. And there will be FUD, more and more FUD. The closer you get, the crazier the FUD will get, So, in a way, it's a good thing to see it. I don't like it, obviously it deters people, but I think at this play and this stage of the play and the amount of people that have done their own research in DD, FUD isn't really doing anything. Maybe it's deterring new people, and that might be the only thing they have to hold on to now. Like, just don't get no more people, Hope some of these people freaking sell their shares or lose their shares or fucking die and they can't sell them. That's literally probably some of their thought process through this. Give it time. Throughout time, people are going to sell. People aren't going to be able to sell. Just don't let new people in. And who knows? I don't know, man. I'm just talking shit. I don't know. Do I look like I know? Because I don't. All I know is buy and hold, man. So that's it. I appreciate all y'all, man, and thank you for the shares, the views, the comments. Hopefully all of you guys succeed. There's more to life than just the stock. You know that, right? Well, obviously. But once the stock, if it does do what I think it'll do, then it could change everything. So I just, I guess I'm just here to tell you not to stress the small shit. Everything that's happening, like, for me personally as well. Like, I'm just not here to stress it. I got other things going on in life that you got to deal with. The stock market should just be simple. So that's also one of the keys. Like, if you've invested more than you're willing to invest or more than you're willing to lose, it's probably more stressful. So before you make that investment, just think, am I willing to lose everything I'm putting in here? You put $1,000 in today. Are you willing to just say, fuck it, I don't need that $1,000? That's how it needs to be, because I'm not. I can't put 1,000 in right now and say I'm willing to lose it, but I could put 20 in and say, that's cool. And that 20 every day adds up to a few thousand, but you can't look at it, at the end, like after 5 years of investing $20 a day or $5 a day, and it's a few $1,000s. You can't look at it and be like, oh my God. That'd be like looking at, everywhere you ate every morning, you ate a breakfast burrito and you add it up. You don't add that up. You don't calculate it at the end of the year and say, well, maybe some of you do. I don't know. But at the end of the year, say, I spent $1,500 on burritos. What am I doing? I need that money back. That's how I look at it, man. Once I buy my food and digest it, it's gone. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of looking at the stock market money the same way. Once it's in there, it's gone until I find a price point where I have to sell or want to sell or need to sell, whatever the case is. So that's it. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm buying and holding. I think I've said that about 50 times. Anyways, man, I got to get ready. I got a doctor's appointment and shit, man. I got to, go make sure that I'm still kicking. The only thing I hate about going to the doctor is jumping on that scale, because I swear that scale's wrong, man. It's always about 10 pounds over what it should be. Should have wore something light. You ever go to the doctor and the day of the doctor, you're like, wear some shorts. I'll wear something heavy this time, and then next time I'll wear something light, so it'll be gratification next time when I'm only up 5 pounds. I don't know, man. Anyways, just want to jump in and say that. Hopefully, you guys have a good day. Be blessed. Don't stress. Make your money. Let's get rich soon. Peace.